He is the most professional hitman in the world. He can take out moving targets by pure prediction from as far as 3,800 meters away. Possessing an extremely high IQ, he can evade capture even during a citywide manhunt. He can also completely disguise himself as another person. He mimics tone and mannerisms so perfectly that even acquaintances cannot recognize him.
Oh, Junge, die Kippmelfen aber auch nicht, oder?
But after finishing this mission, he encountered the most troublesome client he had ever dealt with in his life. When he demanded the final payment he was owed, the reply left the Jackal so furious he could only laugh bitterly. Staring at those blunt words, the Jackal kept his composure and did not lose his cool. It would not be long before the client learned the price of crossing a top-tier assassin. Luckily, the client had already paid the deposit before the assassination began. The Jackal logged into his online banking system and contacted customer service to trace the source of the funds. The bank could not identify the account holder, but the payment originated from Munich, Germany. The politician the Jackal had assassinated also came from Munich. This meant the employer was likely someone close to the politician. While his wife and family were having lunch, the Jackal packed his bags and prepared to leave. His wife was clearly upset, for that day was their child's birthday. Still, this was not the first time her husband had left suddenly. She decided to drive him to the airport anyway. The Jackal could not refuse her kindness and agreed.
I love you.
I love you too.
After watching his wife drive away, the Jackal did not enter the terminal. Instead, he walked to the pickup zone and hailed a taxi. He headed to his secret storage room downtown. Inside were dozens of passports and a large sum of euros. Once ready, he took another taxi toward the train station. At that same moment, his wife was out shopping in the city. She happened to spot her husband sitting in the taxi. She had no time for a closer look, but she would never mistake that familiar side profile. She tried calling him, only to find his phone was already powered off.
Hi, this is Charles. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Not long afterward, the Jackal crossed into German territory. The generous client contacted him once again.
How can I help you?
I've spoken to my colleagues, and we feel there's a deal to be done. But we need to meet in person to work out the details.
The client demanded an in-person meeting within 48 hours to finalize the deal, threatening to hire someone else if he refused. Faced with a deal worth tens of millions of US dollars, the Jackal thought it over and finally gave in.
Hello?
You'll have to come to me.
I'll send instructions.
I'll look forward to it.
Seeking revenge was his main priority, leaving him no desire to travel elsewhere. He decided to set the meeting place in Munich. The client arrived in the city soon after. She sat for a while at the arranged restaurant before receiving an envelope handed to her by a waiter. The client left the restaurant and headed for the instructed location. The Jackal had actually been lying in wait outside the restaurant all along. Disguised as a bald gentleman, he began tailing the woman. Staying within the crowded streets, he made sure she had come alone. He only chose to reveal himself after confirming it was safe.
You can keep looking straight ahead.
The Jackal sat down beside her to negotiate. The woman admitted she was merely an intermediary, sent to bargain on behalf of the hidden mastermind behind the job. $100 million was far too much. They hoped to hire the Jackal for $50 million. Even assassinating a German chancellor candidate had only earned him 7.5 million euros. He had never worked for a wealthier client in this line of business. Tempted by such an enormous offer, the Jackal finally accepted the price.
It's half in advance, half on delivery.
No, half up front won't fly, but I am authorized to pay you a commencement fee of $20 million. I could do that today.
The woman then set even harsher terms. The Jackal had to complete the assignment before the 28th. Unwilling to lose such a major client, he conceded once more. In this way, the Jackal accepted an almost impossible mission.
In future communications, we'll use the codename Rodan for the target.
Rodin.
Very good.
And we'll need a code name for you, too.
Why not the Jackal?
After parting with the client, the Jackal went to a local bank in Munich. The deposit from his last job had been transferred to his account here 2 weeks prior. The bank provided the name of the transferring company. The Jackal returned to his safe house immediately and looked up the firm online. He discovered it was a subsidiary of a parent company registered in the Netherlands. He then opened Dutch business registry websites and found that Dutch firm was owned by yet another parent company based in France. Searching French corporate records, he uncovered a third holding company above it. After tracing it to the fourth parent company, the Jackal decided to change his approach. He looked up the firm's violation records on a corporate whistleblower website. He found the company had been dissolved 20 years earlier. Fortunately, its personnel files were still preserved. The Jackal singled out the names of the board directors. Using one name, he tracked down another German company the man currently managed. On the company's official website, he found photos from their annual banquet. Going through them one by one, he recognized a familiar face. That face belonged to the son of the politician he had assassinated.